Hello, retouchers. You're welcome to my channel once again, and happy new year to you guys. So, today is second day of January 2026. So, I decided to host 31 days retouching challenge here. You know, so my aim here, the aim of this channel is to make sure that you, the subscribers, the retouchers, the photographers, each and every one of you that is following this channel will master photo retouching, and I'll make sure that I do that this year 2026. So I am hosting this 31 retouching challenge, which I will be retouching different types of pictures, different skin tones, and different styles of beauty pictures right here. Okay, so and I want you to follow up this. Today is the first day. This tutorial is the first day, so I want you to follow up till the 31 days, and after the 31 days, believe me, you're gonna be a pro retoucher. Okay, so and I'll be doing it step by step. I'll be explaining everything in this 31 days retouching challenge. Okay, so today is day one, and in this tutorial I will show you how I retouch this amazing picture right here. Okay, so this is the raw of this picture. As you can see right here, this is the raw picture. Okay, so and this is my retouch. Okay, so I will show you how I retouch this picture. Simple way that I retouch this picture and make it look realistic and natural. Okay, so using Photoshop and my medium skin tone pack here. Okay, so the skin tone I use on this skin tone to get this skin tone is this my medium skin tone. Okay, so this is my medium skin tone here. So this medium skin tone, you can check my channel description for the link of this skin tone, or you can check the pinned comment of this tutorial. Okay, so you can download it and spicy up your picture. Okay, so let's head to the picture. Okay, this right here, so we are going to retouch this picture, but before we do that, I will love to make something clear. In this 31 days retouching challenge, I'll be making use of my all-in-one retouching presets right here. Okay, I'll be making use of my all-in-one retouching preset, and I've put the link of this preset in my channel description and the pinned comments of this tutorial. So you can go there, download it and install it, then follow up. Okay, so this preset right here contains everything you need as a retoucher, as a graphic designer, as an editor. Okay, so it's all in one preset. Okay, so get it and follow up. Okay, so let's retouch this picture. So as you can see right here, this picture is somehow dark. Okay, and as you can see, it's normal here, but it's somehow dark here, and this picture is on JPEG. Okay, so the what we'll do here to be able to, before we start working on this picture, to be able to get the best result, is to add a little light on this picture, and you can do that using your curve here. Go to adjustments here and using curve to do that. Okay, add a little light on it. Okay, the reason why I love using this curve this way, this side, is because if you use a curve from this side, it will create a layer for you here. So this way you can adjust the opacity. Okay, you can, you can adjust it the way you want it. But if you use this curve, which is Control M, use this curve right here, it will brighten the picture. But guess what? It will not create a layer for you, so it will not give you the room to adjust it. Okay, so that's why I normally, unless you are in a hurry or already know what you want to get, so I normally advise my fellow editors or retouchers to always use the curve here. Okay, so that it will enable you to adjust anytime you want to adjust. Okay, so now as you can see, this is before and this is after light. So now if we zoom this picture out and X we check and the light is not enough the way we want, we can easily double click here and take this up a little to add more light on it. Okay, so and something like this is okay. So let me duplicate this. So we'll be seeing our before and after. So now we'll merge it with this. So as you can see, we have enlightened this picture. This is before and after. Okay. So and the next thing we'll do right here again, the next thing we'll do again is to retouch this picture. Okay. We'll be using frequency separation, the first frequency separation right here. Okay, so the advanced frequency separation. Remember, before we do, let me just throw a light on frequency separation. You know, in Photoshop, there are many ways you can do frequency separation actually. Okay, so but in this 31 days retouching challenge, I'll be using mixer brush. Though I will show you how in this challenge how you can use mixer brush and work on tone, and how you can as well use mixer brush and work on empty layer. You know, I will show you on how you can do the thing, the two, okay, and how you can also retouch with median frequency separation using median blur. Okay, so we will cover everything in this 31 challenge. Okay, that's why I need to follow it to the end. Okay, and let's retouch this. So frequency separation is just a technique we use in retouching this picture. These techniques will enable our picture. We separate the texture of our picture different from the tone, like putting the tone on a different layer and the texture will be on a different layer. By so doing, if you are working on the tone, which is the color of this picture, if you are working on the tone to mix it to become more beautiful, it will not affect the texture because the texture is on its own layer, and that is what frequency separation is all about. Okay, so I will use this advanced here. Click on this advanced frequency separation. As you can see, my preset we give you a message. All these messages are directing you on what to do. Just follow up. So it's it's user friendly. If you're a beginner, you can use my presets. Okay. If you're a pro, you can use it because it's user friendly. Okay. It's professionally crafted. Okay. So we click continue. Okay, as you can see, it has load. Then stop here. Okay, here is allowing us to choose the amount of blur that will be okay to retouch our image. Okay, so now as a retoucher, what you focus on is the amount of blur that will blur this image, and you will still be seeing your textures. There is no specific amount of blur. You know, there is no particular amount of blur. It depends on the picture you are working on. Okay, so what you focus on is the amount of blur that will blur the picture, and you still be seeing the textures, but not much. Okay, so now for the sake of this picture, this 8 is okay, but we need to drive it a little. So let's leave it on 10. Okay, 10 is okay also. Now as you can see this 10, if you zoom this image, you will see that this image is blurred, but you can still see the textures, but not clearly. Okay, so once you are retouching and you're adding your blur, you get to this result. This is where you will stop. Okay, so you click OK. Okay, so here it has finished loading. Then bring this message up here. This message is telling you how you can set your mixer brush to get the best result. Okay, so now if you check our frequency separation preset right here, we see that the tone is double and the texture is double. Okay, and here there is an empty layer in between here. Okay, so in this retouching the 1 day retouching challenge, I will cover how you can retouch with this empty layer. Okay, but for today, that is the first day, we'll be making use of the tone. Okay, so the reason why this tone is double and the texture is double is just a duplicate of it. In case if you are working on the tone, I will make a mistake. Okay, so we can easily delete the tone and continue with the second one. The same thing with the texture. Okay, so we work on this tone right here, the copy, the up one. Okay, so this tone contain the colors of this picture. That's the tone. Okay, so why the texture contain all the textures in this picture? Okay, it has already separated it. Okay, so And we pick our mixer brush tool. This is our mixer brush tool right here. Okay, there are many ways you can do frequency set. You can do retouching in Photoshop right here. Okay, but I will tell you for free that using mixer brush or using dodge and burn is the best way so far. It will only take your time, but trust me, master it. Is a craft. Is a retouching. Okay, it's something you do with your time. Okay, so just master your mixer brush. Stop doing fake retouching. Okay, so now we pick our mixer brush tool. And here, always make sure that your mixer brush is on soft round brush. Okay, so here your brush setting, always make sure that all that things here you turn it off and only turn on smoothing right here. Okay, so here, always make sure that your brush is on clean brush. Okay, so the first brush here, turn it off and turn on the second brush here. Okay, so always make sure that you are on custom. Let me explain here. The reason why you need to turn on this first brush and turn off this first brush and turn on the second brush is because this pressure is load the brush after each stroke. So if this first brush is on, and in image you have two sides of image, the shadow and the highlight side. If this first brush is on and you are working on the shadow, and if you finish working on the shadow and you move to the highlights, it will take the color of the shadow and come to the highlights, which is not okay. It will end up spoiling the picture. So that's why you turn it off. And this second one, you turn it on. This second one is clean the brush after each stroke. Okay. So now, if you're working with this second one, which is what we will be working on. Okay. Now, when we are done painting the shadow side and we leave it and come to the highlight side, it will automatically clean. So it will not take the color of this place to paint this place. It will clean once we finish with the side that we are working on. Okay, which is the best. Okay, so always make sure you are on custom. So this is my weight, load, mix and flow. So my weight is on 60. I normally use 60. My load is 60 also. My mix, it can be 100, it can be 0. Mix doesn't really matter. My flow is on 60. I normally use 60. Okay, so you can as well try my settings if it will work for you, but I will tell you for free, if you are a beginner watching this tutorial, don't use my settings. You will spoil your picture. You go use 30 30 30 30 30, or you use 20 20 20 20 20, or you can as well drop it to 15 15 15 15 15, the way that you can control it. Okay, these things, if you increase them, it will be, your brush will be flowing SX. Okay, so and if you can't control it, you might end up spoiling your picture, so don't do that. Okay, so decrease it in a way that you can be able to control it. Okay, the more you are mastering, the more you want to be increasing it. Okay, so let's see the settings I use here. Okay, so right now we are going to work on this picture, and one thing you need to know, in picture there are two sides of picture. Okay, so two sides in a picture, which right here, let me show you something. Right here we have the shadow side. This side are the shadow side. This side that I circle, okay, this is the shadow side. These sides are the shadow side in this particular picture. They are the shadow side. Okay, all this part you're seeing, they are shadow. Okay, so and these are the highlight side. All this side that contains these highlight. These are the highlight side of this image, as you can see. These are the highlight, even lips here. These are highlight side of this image. Okay, so and this collarbone here is also highlight. So the reason why I'm making this clear for you is that when you are working on your image, as if you're doing your frequency separation, if you're working on the shadow, it's remain on the shadow. If you're working on the shadow, work on shadow with shadow. Don't move shadow to highlight. If you do it, you will cover the highlight and you end up spoiling your picture. So, and if you're working on the highlights, you work on highlight to highlight. Don't move highlights to the shadow. If you do it, you will spoil your picture as well. Okay, so that's why I'm making it clear. So you will perfect, you will master your skin retouching. Okay, so we'll be working with the tone. So this is how I brush circle. So there is two ways you can brush. Either you brush this way. Let me show you something. With your mixer brush, either you brush this way. Now this, either you brush this way, circle, 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 or you brush this way, straight, 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 according to the shape of the face. You can see how the face is this way, this way. So if you are brushing, this is how it will go. follow how the structure of the face is. Okay, either we go this way or we do it as circle, 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 circle. Okay, so that is how we are going to brush. Okay, so let's do the brushing. Let's pick our mixer brush too. Yeah. Okay, we start from the shadow part of the image. Okay, you can as well, you can see the way I'm brushing. You can as well mix the two. You can do the circle and also do the straight. Okay, but always make sure that you take your time and also make sure to control it so that you will not spoil your image or change the image from what the image looks like. And what we are doing here is add a high end retouching. So when we are done retouching, the image will still be looking more beautiful and realistic. And that is your work as a retoucher. Your work is to beautify the image, not to change the image from what the image looks like. Okay. So that is it. And when you are working, you can see what I'm doing. When you are working on your image, always make sure that you increase and decrease your size of your brush according to the place you are working on. You know, so to do that, to increase and decrease the size of your brush, you can use the right or the right and left bracket key on your keyboard. Okay, so the left is to decrease and the right is to increase. Okay, so as you can see, I first of all work on the shadow parts. Okay, I haven't touched the highlight parts first. So you can as well start from the highlight side. The place you started, where you started doesn't really matter. What matters is the your final result. What you will get at your final result is what matters. Okay, now look at this picture. If I do before and after here, before, after, you will see that this picture before, after, you see some changes there. Okay, so now let's move to the highlight side. As you can see, I'm working on the highlight with the highlight side also. So as you can see, there is one thing about retouching with mixer brush. As you can see, it's smoothing the skin, making the skin look soft. Also, it's fading the colors and highlights and the shadows, and that is why when we finish retouching, we have to do dodge and burn, highlight and shadow, and also do skin tone and add other things that fade so that the picture will come up alive again. Okay, so that is how you re- you retouch your picture. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, there is a rule in this channel. This channel is strictly for retouching, color grading, skin tone, Photoshop tutorials, Photoshop tips. Okay, and here I don't fast forward my video. This is a platform, this is a place, a channel for learning. So every single thing that I do, I love to cover it so that you will learn. If there is a mistake that I did, I will love you to see the mistake and the way I corrected it so that you will learn. So I don't fast forward, I don't skip a process. Okay. So the only process I skip sometimes is using my preset, which the link is in my channel description. You can get it and follow along. So as you can see this picture right here, this is before and after. Before, after. You can see that hair has softened and smooth and look more beautiful than before. Before, after. Before, after. Okay, as you can see. So now let's continue working on the picture. Same way. So the eyes this side, as you can see, I reduce the brush size so it will fit into the place I'm working on. So I move this way. You can see the way I'm going. I'm following the structure of the face, and that is the only way you can get this retouch more better and natural without changing the look. So this is the shadow part of this image. You can see same way, but you don't move shadow part to highlight parts. Okay, you work shadow with shadow and highlight with highlight, and always zoom in and zoom out. Always pay attention to details. Pay attention to what you are doing. Look carefully. Know who if you are actually getting it the right way or not. Okay. Okay. So as you can see right here, now if I do before after, you see some changes before after. Okay. So let's continue working on this picture. So as you are watching this tutorial, please, I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any of any new tutorial. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button. Okay, like this tutorial even before you start watching. Always like it before you start watching because it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so I make sure that I detail everything so you will learn. So like, share, comment, drop. If you have a question, ask. If you have a suggestion of the kind tutorial you want to see next, please drop it in comment section and I will do it. And remember, this is 31 days 2026 beauty retouching challenge, and this is day one. Always zoom in and zoom out. By doing so, you will see the full picture, know where you are getting it right and where you are getting it wrong. So this side is the shadow side, as you can see. I've moved out from the highlight side. So this is the shadow part, and this shadow part, I'm still working on it with the shadow part. So I don't move it to the highlight part. That's just the way you will work on your picture to get the best results. When you're working on highlight part, you work on highlight with highlights. You're working on shadow part, you work on shadow with shadow. Okay, always pay attention, know where to fix. Okay, so now let's check what we have achieved so far. This is before and after. Okay, before and after. So as you can see, this picture is looking more beautiful right here, as you can see, and also realistic. Okay, so let's continue. We're almost there. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I am just going back to the places I've worked on before to check if there is still a place I need to fix. And that is how you do while retouching. You pay attention so you will not leave any place untouched. Okay, so now we move to the neck. So same way, you circle, either you circle or you brush threads this way. Okay, so you have to practice the two and master the two, or you can also practice one and be good at that. But I will tell you to master the two, the two different way you can brush to get the best result. Okay, so this is the neck right here. Before, after. Okay, so as you can see, now let's finalize with the face. Okay, so as you can see right there, this is before, after, before and after. Okay, so now we done retouching this picture right here. We are done with the retouching. Okay, before and after. Now, if you pay attention to this picture, you will notice that this picture is more beautiful and looking more soft and fresh now, more than before. And also, it's looking realistic. Okay, so this is how you can retouch your picture and get it looking beautiful and realistic. But there is still something remaining here. If you take a look at this picture closely, you will notice that some of the hard spots are still on her face. Okay, so we are going to remove those spots. Okay, so right now we are going to pick out these spots on the face. And remember, uh, in frequency separation, when we created the frequency separation, the action automatically separated the texture and the tone from the beginning. So that means all the textures in this picture, they are on the texture layer and not the tone layer. So to remove those spots, we work with the texture layer, okay? So we make the texture layer active, highlight it here, and pick our clone stamp tool, okay? And you zoom to the spots you want to remove. Remember, using this pattern, you don't just remove the spot. Any unwanted stuff you want to remove from the face, both the lines, wrinkles, and blemishes, not just the pimples, okay? So what you do, pick your clone stamp tool, zoom close to the spots or line you want to remove, then you click your alternative and pick from the good side. Once you click your alternative, you click your left mouse and pick from the good side, then release your alternative and put on the spot you want to remove, okay? Just how you can pick the spot out from the skin. And when you are doing it, you take your time. And also remember, always make sure that your clone stamp tool is on soft round brush also, and make sure that the hardness is in middle 50. Okay, opacity will be on 100, flow will be on 100 before you do that. Okay, so it will not be drawing line for you, it will not be giving you some mark. Okay, so you take your time and pick out the spots that you want to pick out from the skin. So like I said, it can be anything, both lines, pimples, blemishes, any unwanted stuff that you feel like it doesn't belong there. This is just the way you can remove it. You can see what I'm doing. That's just the way You pick with your alternative, pick from the good side close to the spots, and also release the alternative and paint on the spots. Okay, so right now, as you can see, this picture is looking flawless this way. It's looking flawless now. This is before and after. Before and after. So what is remaining in this picture is to work on the eyes. We have to clean the eyes, and also we have to do the skin tone, and also we have to do the dodge and burn, the highlights and the shadow. So we have to fix those things to be able to get to this result right here. Okay, so we have to do the dodge and burn, do this skin tone, work on the eyes, and get this result. Okay, so now let's merge this frequency separation control. Okay, so this is this picture raw. So this is how the picture is. Okay, and we add a little light to get this, and now we retouch and get this. Okay, so this is it for today. Okay, so this is the first day of this 31 retouching challenge. Okay, so in the part 2 of this challenge, the day 2, we'll be doing the dodge and burn, we'll be doing the skin tone, and we'll be working on the eyes. Okay, so stay tuned and follow up so you won't mix any step. And thank you for watching. And also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button so you will get notified anytime I drop a new tutorial. See you in part 2 of this 31 days beauty retouching challenge 2026.